Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Semoskiy Winter. Again, we are continuing to cover the round of 128 for the Sunday Night Fight Season 5 tournament. And, well, I hope you bear with me that it's all going to be in the same map, because, well, that is part of the tournament. So anyways, our heroes today are going to be Fer, playing for the Soviets, and we have El Duderino, playing for the Germans. Now, a little bit of the players, or information of the players. The highest ranked player in this matchup would be Fer. He is currently ranked around 500 for his Soviets. And the seeding for this match is 56 for Fer and 73 for Duderino. So, should be a decently even match, I suppose. But, well, let's see what the game holds for us. So anyways, as far as commanders go, Duderino has already selected his commander, and that is the Spearhead Doctrine. So he apparently has a strategy in mind already, because, well, obviously that commander does not give you a 0 command point ability, so it doesn't really affect the game right now. Build order wise, we have Tier 1 going down for the German player, like you usually would expect, and he got himself a Grenadier squad, followed up. Actually, no. He got himself an MG squad, followed up by a Grenadier squad. So MG first opening. We will see where he sends the MG. He did send his Pioneers down to the fuel point, although he did stop them to cap at the strategic point up top. Pioneers do actually manage to beat out the Conscripts Warfare into the house, and the MG42 is coming over there for support, so it should be able to run those Conscripts out of the field. MG42, though, taking its sweet time because it is having to trudge through the heavy snow, so it's going to take a little while. Conscripts do notice that there is an MG42 coming up, so they are displacing themselves. Pioneers jump out to engage the Conscripts while the MG42 sets up in the house, and the Conscripts are now running away. Fer, still no Molotovs. He did get himself 3 Conscripts, so we'll probably see Molotovs after that. But the Conscripts are getting mauled by the Pioneers for some reason. The Pioneers are still intact. MG42 pretty much at full health, and the Conscripts did lose 1 man in that engagement. Conscripts continue to move around. They are moving around the angles of the house, so they have actually managed to avoid the MG42 from firing until that very last second, and it only went off in a small, tiny burst. Combat Engineers and Grenadiers engaging over on the northern fuel. The Grenadiers will very easily win that fight. And build order for Fer, we see no tech and simply 3 Conscripts into Molotovs, which is, again, I guess what you could pretty much call standard, right? Conscripts moving up north to the cutoff point. We have a second MG42 on the field for Duderino. Does open up on those Conscripts, trying to force them off of the field. Conscripts do manage to take the cutoff, or at least decap it, that is. So the fuel point, even though it's now capped for Duderino, he doesn't have any income for it right now. Up north, the Combat Engineers did predictably lose that fight, down to 2 men, and the Grens very, slightly hurt, now capturing the point. We do have a Conscript squad moving to the north, but no, there isn't anything there nearby, so the Grens will be able to decap the point. I'm not sure if they'll be able to cap it. The Conscripts might be able to get into the zone, although if they want to win that fight, they do need to put themselves in the heavy cover. Grens have 1 of their men in heavy cover, effective against the Conscript squad. The other 3 are on the wrong side of the cover themselves. But, well, with that, they should actually win the fight, although Molotovs are now researched for Fer, and that down goes a Molotov right on top of this Gren squad, and it is getting cooked alive. A lot of damage. 2 of the guys actually catch fire, and this squad is going to have to retreat. Down south, we hear a Conscript squad getting murdered by the MG42. They did toss a Molotov into the house, but the MG42 just manages to survive that quite easily. Conscripts up north do manage to force away that. Grenadier squad down to 2 men. Very low health, but sorry about that, guys. Computer decided to, well, crash on me again. But, oh well. Continuing on to the game, we are fine. It's very early in the game, so it shouldn't really affect us that much. So anyways, we have Grenadiers capturing down south strategic point, moving over to the right-hand side. Center of the map, Conscripts getting shot at by the MG42 in the church, but the guys in the church seem to be out of sight range, so they're not shooting again to the Conscripts. Conscripts pushing away some Pios. And as far as tech goes, we still have nothing so far. Grenadier squad back there, just getting reinforced quite slowly, but getting reinforced. 18 aids researched for Fer. I see no reason to upgrade those at this time. Probably could have done better with getting his medics triage. What is it called exactly? Field Infirmary. But yeah, I guess he wants to be a little bit safe just in case a fast scout car comes onto the field or a half-track. But again, I mean, personally, I feel that the 18-8 is an upgrade that you can hold off until you need it. You know, once you get an indication that a vehicle is coming on the field or you spot it, you know, just click it and get it done. Anyways, Fair getting his first victory, or hard victory in the game, getting himself an MG42, clears it off out of the church, and now recruits it with his conscript squad and is going to turn it against the German forces very nicely. And the conscripts in the center just capturing the victory point. The MG42 packing up, it's moving along, we'll see where he decides to put it up. And the conscripts over on the south will run into that MG42 once again. The MG42 still at 3 men, but it is holding that fuel point. Conscripts Ura forward, going to throw another Molotov onto that MG, trying to dislodge it from the house. It will do some nice damage because they are all concentrated here in the corner. You can go inside the house and see that the units are right in the flames. Look at that. So the guys are getting cooked alive. One guy goes down. Second might even go down to the flames. And they decide to jump out and exit. Conscripts do get suppressed, so they are not able to fire. Well, I mean, they are able to fire, but since they're calling around, they aren't able to fire at that time. So a one-man MG42 squad manages to run away through the snow very slowly, but makes it alive. There is a conscript squad in the way, which executes the MG42, so Fer has himself another MG42 for the picking. The MG42 is currently in the graveyard, taking some shots at grenadiers in that house. The conscripts are still capturing that point. Are they going to go for the MG42? There is a Pio squad coming up with a flamethrower against them. Can he get there in time? He is moving away from the Pios, but he's not heading towards that MG42, so that might actually not be as effective for him. Conscripts down south did get pushed away by a grenadier squad down to 4 men, and we now have shock troops on the field for Fair. He got himself the Soviet shock army, so that means he'll be able to put some PPSHs on his conscripts while at the same time having shock troops on the field. Grens in the house still getting shot at by that MG42. They have actually managed to kill one of the men on that MG42 squad. Fair could do with some merging there. And the dead MG42 here still on the ground could get picked up by those Pios. We shall see if that comes into effect. We heard a nade going down somewhere, and that looks like it was south. Conscripts might have taken a grenade to the face, but the Grenadiers do get forced off of the field, down to 1 man on the retreat, running through the heavy snow. And we now finally have a half-track on the field for Duderino, getting himself tier 2. No additional tech for Fer. He does have 18-8s. The MG42 did get merged. We see the conscript squad retreating over there. But the MG42 is simply backing away in the face of that half-track. The half-track might be getting its flamethrower upgrade right now, so he needs to be a little bit careful. Although considering that he upgraded this, I don't think he actually has enough munitions. Unless he already researched it, but whatever. Anyway, shock troops going up north against the Grenadiers. Shock troops will win that fight quite easily with their PPSHs. And the Grenadiers retreat because, well, they know that. Conscripts pushing forward with Ura, gonna throw an 18-8 on that half-track. Nice nade hits, but there is no follow-up. We do have the MG42 back here and another conscript squad coming up, but there are Pioneers right next to the half-track, which will start the repairs, so he needs something with a little bit more power there to finish it off. MG42 could move up a little bit and start shooting at the half-track, even though it's not armor-piercing rounds, it will do some damage, and if they actually get Veterancy 1, he can use the incendiary armor rounds. Second 18-8 landing on the half-track, doing some more good damage. The gunner on the half-track actually died in the front, so the conscripts pretty much have nothing to fear. The Molotov goes down on the Pioneers, killing them instantly. Oh, very nice. I thought they actually jumped into the half-track, but no, they got burned alive. And the half-track is now having to back off because it has, well, no way of dealing with these conscripts. It could turn its rear to them and start shooting them with the rear gunner, but if I'm not mistaken, it works the same as with tanks. They have less armor on the front, even though the small arms will pretty much do damage in the front just as well. Half-track pushing back, trying to get itself into cover, but there is a shock troop squad coming up behind it, which could finish it off. The shock troop, oh no, conscripts actually throw an 18-8 and finish off the half-track for Duderino. So Duderino in a very tough spot now. He does have a Panzer Grenadier squad hitting the field right now, accompanied by 3 Gren squads, so that's a massive push of infantry. Could pretty much push off all this Soviet infantry off of the field right now. But he needs something more to follow up to be able to get the advantage, because right now Fair has the lead in both infantry squads and, well, heavy weapons pretty much. Panzer Grenadiers mauling the shock troops. The shock troops are down to 3 men, forced off of the field. The conscripts were 6 men and they retreated. Not exactly sure why. Was a little bit preempted there. And the 5-man conscript squad decides to hold their ground, move a little bit over to capture points while the MG42 gets itself in that house and sets up its MG towards the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers taking some shots, but they are in heavy cover, throwing a bundle nade on that MG42. Very nice damage, but it is still alive with 1 man. Needs to get out of the house. Hopefully it's to this side and retreat. Oh, the Panzer Grenadiers are right on top of it. They are taking some shots. Can he make it out alive? Gets himself into heavy cover with the wall and makes it home free. Very lucky MG42 there for fair. The conscripts still holding their ground in heavy cover in Vet 2, but they are going to die very quickly to the Panzer Grenadiers, so they are forced again to retreat. Grens do manage to pick up the MG42 once again, putting the MG42 in the house, so these conscripts are in a little bit of trouble. Panzer Grenadiers are also on the way, so they probably would benefit from retreating right now. They have no support nearby. PPSH is getting equipped on the conscripts, getting up in the face of those Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers still doing a lot of damage to that conscript squad because it has no veterancy, and they have to retreat now or they're going to die. They do retreat, getting veterancy 2, down to 1 man on the retreat. Can he make it out alive? Yes, that is gonna be it. Mortar, or what was that actually? Yeah, mortar. This is German mortar, the mortar half-track on the field for Duderino, opening up on the conscripts themselves, retreating again at 2 men. There is a Panzer Grenadier squad in the way. If it actually didn't move towards the cutoff point, could have actually executed a 2-man conscript squad quite easily with that 3 Panzer Grenadier men. But, well, unfortunately a little bit of a missed opportunity there for Duderino. Up north, combat engineers just moving along, and we do have tier 2 for Fer, but I believe, well no, he did get himself an AT gun, so never mind. I was going to say he was just using it as a stepping stone for probably tier 3 or tier 4, but no, he got himself an AT gun so far. Still, you know, he might go straight to build something else, but he has his combat engineers out on the field, so he's not going to be building anything anytime soon. Would need to build another engineer squad first in order to do that. MG42 and all the units over here in Fer's base getting reinforced, very low in manpower, so he doesn't have the capability right now to reinforce them out that quickly, and he does not have his field infirmary out yet, so the units are hitting the field damage. So you can see this 6-man conscript squad at about 75% health, which means it's not going to be as effective as it otherwise would. It can still do pretty well against the Grenadiers, but if it, you know, runs into those Panzer Grenadiers, the Panzer Grenadiers are going to rip them to shreds quite easily. Panzer Grenadiers, however, are back at base for El Duderino, so, you know, he's fine for now. AT gun moving into the center of the map. Mortar taking some shots at something. Looks like it was the shock troops crossing the river. PPSH is getting on top of those Grenadiers. Shock troops moving in to help out, and that damage goes down. Grenadiers forced to retreat, and it looks like mortar shots. Oh, very nice mortar shot landing on that shock troop. Kills 3 men in 1 shot and forces them. No, it doesn't actually force them to retreat. Nade goes down against the Grenadiers, but now at 1 man it does retreat. Will probably make it out alive. It is a healthy 1-man squad actually. MG42 moving around the center of the map. The mortar for Duderino actually doing quite a lot of damage to Fer, forcing his units to just move around most of the time. MG42 sets up in the point. Actually, no, it sets up right on the edge of the point. Doesn't allow it to capture. Does shoot against those Grenadiers, forcing it off of the field. And the mortar continues. Well, mortar half-track continues to move along the field. Sets up on the other side of that hedge and will start to bombard the MG42 potentially. Although he doesn't have sight range, so he needs to use the barrage ability if he wants to start shooting, or even attack ground. But barrage is probably better. Conscripts heading into the victory point. The half-track will turn around and start shooting at them. Although, no, we actually now finally see... Was that an incendiary round? Might even have been, actually. No, it's just normal shots shooting at the conscripts catching the point. Panzer Grenadiers right on top of that Vet 2 conscript squad. Does force the retreat. Veteran C2 allowing them to stay alive. Nice shot on that MG42. Gets a kill there, but... with conscripts over here on the right-hand side, they do execute a Grenadier squad for El Duderino, so he is in a tough spot. Conscripts pushing forward, trying to get that half-track. The half-track is moving away. Can they get in range from a nade? They are having to move through the heavy snow, so that means that is a no. MG42 ripping those Panzer Grenadiers to shreds, down to 1 man. They did do a lot of damage to the AT gun, down to 2 men itself, but the Panzer Grenadiers are retreating. Can they make it out alive? I think they will. Yeah, they will. They're fine. Conscripts finally getting themselves out of that heavy snow, and they are going towards that half-track. The half-track looks like it actually did get AT-nated after all. Yeah, the 18A did go off, so it's down to less than half health with the damaged engine. Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers, though, coming up for support with a Pioneer squad there for repairs, so the half-track will make it out alive this time. Conscripts decide to stop and fight the Grenadiers, killing one of them. The Panzer Grenadiers do get their Shreks upgraded, so that means they are less effective against infantry, but they're still very capable of killing stuff. And a Bundle A goes down into the house. Very nice Bundle A, doing a lot of damage. Veteran C3 on the squad, but it is very low in health. Needs to retreat and get back up to strength, and still no Infirmary for fair. Ney landing on the Panzer Grenadiers, killing one man, but the shock troop also decides to retreat because it's down to 2 men. Although the 4-man conscript squad very low in health, Veteran C3 still toughing it out, staying on the field, so good for Fer, being quite bold with it. But there is a mortar nearby, and with that low amount of health, those conscripts will die very easily. A very well placed mortar shot right here will take out the entire squad and lose you that veterancy, so I'm not sure it's worth the risk. Oh, look at that shot. Didn't actually hit anywhere near them and killed 2 of them. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Come on. Well, mortar decides to take a shot at the other conscripts over here, nailing 2 of them as well. No, actually 3 it looks like. Yeah, wow. Very nice shots there by that mortar. How many kills does the mortar have? It is up to 16 kills in 3 friendlies. Wow, nice. We'll get Veteran C2 very quickly, and that'll increase the weapon damage, so it's going to make it even more brutal. Tier 4 now up for Fer, so interesting choice. So going Tier 2, Tier 4, gonna give him a lot of anti-tank capabilities. Su-85s and AT guns, kidding me? So potentially in this situation, I would say maybe an Su-76 would maybe be a better choice, but he does have a lot of fuel, so he could get anything he wants. Hell, even a Katusha, start barraging. But yeah, I mean, he does have an AT gun capability out there, so AT gun and Su-76 would probably be a decent choice. As far as Duderino goes, he does not have any additional tech. He only has Tier 2, so no tanks or anything for him. He does have the capability of getting himself a Tiger, but he doesn't have the victory points for it just yet. I mean, not victory. Oh, very nice barrage there by the AT gun. Kills off an entire Panzer Grenadier squad. So Duderino not getting any breaks in this game. Just getting mauled. The AT gun now has itself 5 kills. Because of that, needs to get merged with the conscript squad out on the field to get reinforced. The mortar could take it out quite easily. And considering the amount of kills it has, it's pretty close to getting veterancy. Mortar taking shots at something. Not exactly sure what it's shooting at. Conscripts up north engaging against Grens. They do have veterancy 2 and PPSHs, so they should win that fight pretty easily. And we now have 2 mortar half-tracks on the field for Duderino, so he wants to go the indirect fire approach. Not a bad choice. And yeah, Fer's just going autopilot essentially. Gets himself an Su-85, which I suppose could work to kill those half-tracks. Could chase them down and, you know, kill them quite easily. Mortar half-track taking a side shot by that AT gun. Can the AT gun actually kill it? No, he misses the other shot. Panzer Grenadiers taking some shots at the AT gun, but the shock troops are right on top of it, trying to get them. Bundle A going down on the shock troops. Very nice Bundle A. Gets 3 of those men, but the Panzer Grenadiers do end up having to retreat. AT gun does get itself veterancy 1 with that shot, getting itself the tracking veteran ability, but it's going to have to move. Oh, no, it gets cleared out. Yeah, that's what I was fearing. He needed to get some conscripts up there and merge. Su-85 sees that its AT gun gets killed and gets bloodlust on its face, and it's going to turn around and head back home. No, there it goes. It's moving towards this side, knows that if the half-tracks retreats, he can catch them out in the open there. And there is nothing on the field that Su-85 really has to fear. And there he goes. He spots the half-track, takes aim, shoots. Down goes one half-track. Second half-track still on the field. It's over here behind that house. So the Su-85 needs to go hunting. Although it looks like Fer wants to just simply turn around and go back home. Content with killing that one. Maybe he doesn't know about the second one. I mean, maybe he just assumed there's still only one on the field. But, well, he should know now, considering that his MG42 and conscripts are getting shot by that mortar, so the Su-85... Now the Su-85 still turns around and heads back home, so... Oh well. Half-track as well turns around and is now heading back to its base, so this would have been an excellent opportunity for the Su-85 to hunt it down. It's getting stuck in the heavy snow as well. Pathing is... not ideal. And the conscripts are moving to the cutoff point, so they might actually spot that half-track. Do they? No, they don't, actually. Oh, well. Down south, we see a Pioneer squad getting forced away by Vet 3 conscripts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they shat themselves. And conscripts trying to hold the strategic point against Grents and Panzer Grents. Panzer Grents do have Panzer Shreks, so the Su-85 has a little bit to fear, but not a lot. Second Su-85 being produced for Duderino. Again, not exactly sure why. Only thread would be if Duderino is massing up, say, Panzer Force or something in his base and getting ready to charge with them. But, well, we can see here that that's not the case, and, well, I suppose he is being very cautious of that and wanting to get himself the advantage with the Su-85s, which I guess is fine. He is in a massive advantage right now. He has suffered some losses, but as far as infantry goes, he is still in a very favorable position. Vet 3 conscript squad does suffer incredible losses down to one man, but gets out of the field, and a Vet 2 conscript squad gets in the way of that Panzer Grenadier squad, killing one of them and forcing it off of the field because they don't have rifles to fight. Su-85 moves itself onto the victory point, so the conscripts are probably eventually gonna... Yeah, there they go. They're gonna get themselves into that. And shock troops, grenadiers, combat engineers, second Su-85. So, really, the only thing that Duderino can do at this point is get himself a Tiger. He doesn't have enough for it right now. He does have the victory points, but he is lacking in both manpower and fuel. I think, right? Yeah, I think it's 200, but yeah, that would probably be his best bet, even though there's two Su-85s on the field, so the Tiger will probably lose that. It would require Fed to very heavily mismanage his Su-85s or have them in a bad position where they're cut off from each other and being able to Faust one. So yeah, essentially, you know, a misplay from... Ooh, very nice nade, forces away those Grents. A misplay from Fair with his Su-85s would mean that the Tiger could win that, but on a one-on-one or head-on fight, the Tiger will lose against those two Su-85s. It's a possibility, though, however. Panzer Faust, Panzer Shreks, and Tiger combined, you know, could potentially win the fight. We shall see if that comes into play, however. Victory point-wise, we finally have Fair getting himself a triple cap. He is sitting at 440 points, while Duderino is down to 320. Still anybody's game at this point as far as victory points go, but it looks like Fair is in a very commanding position. He managed to take out the second mortar half-track, so no more vehicles on the field for Duderino, but that means those Su-85s had really nothing to do at this point. And yeah, I think really the only thing he can do is wait for that Tiger. We shall see if that is what he does. Grenadiers running away at 2 men, very low health. LMG equipped Grand's gonna run into those Vet 3 conscripts. We hear an engagement in the front of the base, and that is a... It looks like it wanted to be a rifle lane, not sure if it actually impacted, but we have Vet 3 conscripts and Vet 2 Panzer... shock troops against the Panzer Grenadiers. Brand new Panzer Grenadier squad actually, getting mauled by the MG42. Conscripts and everything. The shock troops getting accuracy and durability, so that makes them quite deadly. And yeah, so there it goes. Conscripts capturing the fuel, so that's going to make it so that the Tiger is delayed even more. And interestingly enough, Duderino decides to get himself yet another mortar half-track. Mortar half-track hasn't really done much for him. I mean, it was doing okay, but he has lost the map right now, and in the face of two Su-85s, those mortar half-tracks die so quickly. So not exactly sure I agree with that. In fact, I don't agree with that. Probably waiting for the Tiger would have been the only choice. But we'll see. Maybe that mortar wipes out everything, and, you know, with each shot, and turns the game. Thermal big attack getting called in right in front of El Duderino's base, and here comes the plane. And there goes the barrages. Actually, oh, wow, that actually targeted the half-track, and the half-track gets mauled down to about 10% health with a damaged engine, crawling away. And the strafing run is just lingering there like it does. Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward. Probably going to try a bundle aid. Well, down goes one Panzer Shrek, so that shock troop squad actually has a Panzer Shrek if they want to pick it up. Oh, look at that strafe. Breaks that Panzer Grenadier squad apart, down to one man, still crawling forward. No retreat, no surrender, gonna get itself killed, but no, the game ends and Duderino throws in the towel. Can't say I blame him. Lost a lot of things and didn't really have much of a choice. But yeah, I mean, the game could have still ended anyways. But yeah, I don't think he should have gotten that other mortar half track. Probably waiting for that tiger and, you know, just stalling for time would have maybe been the last choice he had. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.